Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Well, not feeling well in the summer is an absolute bummer, and that's why Dr. Zach is here, of course, joining us again, the ER physician from the MUHC, the Matt Damon, Joanne, from the MUHC. That's what we're calling you. How are you?
I love it. I'm great now. Thank you.
Excellent. Good to have you here. Yeah, and I mean, listen, there's a lot of things throughout the year that we have to look at, and as seasons change, there's certain things that we have to key on. And I think protecting your skin is probably the #1 thing when it comes to the summer weather and the hot, beautiful summer that we're hoping arrives, Catherine Verdon Diamond. But what's the first thing we need to think about?
So for skin, so like you said, it's important to get out there, right? Like, it's beautiful. We all want to get out there, and we do. But you know, take some precautions so you don't get sick in the summer. And
right.
#1, yes, skin is very, very important. So skin, as everyone hopefully knows by now, sun is the major cause of skin cancer and also of photoaging, which is basically skin aging.
Right.
So skin spots, wrinkles, all those sorts of things. So how do you protect yourself? Well, shade. Shade is one.
Yeah.
Wearing clothing with UV protection is another one. And some clothing is actually marked with SPF, or UPF is even better.
Okay.
30, 40, 50, or whatever.
What's the UPF and the SPF for those that don't know?
So the classic one is the SPF, which refers to how much UVB it protects you from.
Okay.
And UVB is the primary cause of burns and cancer. And they used to think that's really the main thing to protect from. But what we've learned is UVA is important to protect from as well, because it causes skin aging and it is associated with cancer. So what you want is UPF, which is UV protection factor, which means that it protects you from both.
Okay.
So just look at that. Just make sure it has, or if it says broad spectrum, that means it's protecting you from both. And you want to have something that's at least 30, if not 40, if not 50. Just make sure it's a broad spectrum skin protectant,
right?
Sunblock or sun protectant of some kind, or shade, something to protect you from getting this
right.
direct sun exposure.
What should you be looking for? You know, if you know, unfortunately, if you get something, skin cancer obviously being the biggest, but what should you be looking for on your skin?
Well, there is a mnemonic, which is specifically primarily for melanoma. Okay. Which is the ABCDE mnemonic, which is things you can look for, because we all get some moles, some spots on our skin. Anyway, what it is A is for asymmetry, if it's asymmetrical.
Okay.
B is for border. So again, if the border is irregular. C is for, what is C for? Color. So if it has, like, especially if it has black or blue in it, then, and especially if it changes, that's
okay.
potentially important. D is for diameter, if it's 6 millimeters or more, or bigger than a pencil eraser. And E is for evolution. So if you find that it's changing, it's growing, it's developing those colors, those are things to be concerned about and reasons why you should get it checked out by a
dermatologist. I was going to say, I guess treatment as soon as possible is the most important factor when it comes to
absolutely.
To skin cancer.
I mean, there's 3 types of skin cancer. There's basal cell, there's squamous, there's melanoma, which is a very aggressive cancer.
Yeah.
But yes, you just have to get it looked at. And yes, even melanoma, which again it's a scary cancer. You know, there's some of them that scare doctors.
Of course.
And melanoma is one of them. And that one, even that, if it's treated early, it can be cured for sure.
Let's talk about the heat, because of course, you know, those hot temperatures that can affect a lot of people. Are there some people that are more susceptible to heat illnesses?
Yeah. So the very young and the very old
okay.
are more susceptible for sure. Certain medications, people who are obese are also more susceptible. And also if you're not used to it. I mean, most of us right now are not used to it, right?
Right.
We're used to the cold winter.
Of course.
So we're definitely more susceptible not only to heat illness, and heat illness includes things like heat cramps, heat syncope, which basically means passing out, heat exhaustion, and the worst one is heat stroke,
yeah,
which is actually a life-threatening disease. I mean, you need to be actively cooled or you could die. But so it's true for, if you're not used to it, you're more susceptible to that, and also to sunburns. I mean, your skin's just not used to it. You know, sun tanning is not a great idea, but
right.
if you have a tan, you are a bit protected from getting burnt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine hydration's big in the
yes.
summer as well. Make sure you stay hydrated.
Very important.
Let's move on to animal bites.
Yes.
We were talking, Joanne just mentioned she heard that West Nile, there's a lot of talk, of course, a lot more standing water with the rain and the flooding that we've had. Is that something that we should be concerned about?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's coming. I mean, there's animal bites and there's insect bites. So I
right.
think of that as insect because that's mosquitoes. I just want to mention, what do you think the worst animal bite is in terms of getting infected?
The worst?
The worst.
Say like a raccoon, maybe?
Human. In terms of getting
infected. Human
infected.
bite, really?
The ones that get infected
Joanne,
most.
stop biting people.
And so in terms of worst, it's human.
Okay.
So the worst is the fight bite. So you punch someone, you get hit, like you hit someone's tooth with
right.
your hand, and it gets infected, and that's a very bad infection.
Really?
Followed by cats, and dogs are actually the least likely to get infected. So anyway, that's just an aside.
Yeah.
But mosquitoes, yes, mosquitoes carry West Nile virus. The way to protect yourself is DEET-containing insect repellent.
Right.
And also, they tend to be mainly in the dawn and the dusk, the mosquitoes that carry that. So, and also get rid of standing water.
Right,
Mosquitoes like to multiply in standing water. So if you have like a pot of water outside for whatever reason, empty it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Dr. Zach, always a pleasure having you on the show. The
Thank
Matt
you.
Damon of the MUHC, ladies and gentlemen.